Good morning, Blue Dragon. It's another day in paradise, and we are live. It's amazing how the universe conspires to give you what you want when you are in spiritual alignment and your intention is manifested. So here we are, just you and me and Kat. Today, we're going to continue our exploration of the internal exercises, the 14 internal exercises. Today, we're going to go through 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then, if there's any time left over, we'll go back and review yesterday. So, I want to go over some basic postures. So the first posture is what we call the Wu Chi posture. Wu Chi posture is when your feet are directly underneath your heels. You sink your weight into your heels. You drop your shoulders. You elongate the neck. You tuck your chin in. You elevate your head 30 degrees above the horizon, and your hands are facing each other. That's Wu Chi. You cannot taste my tea if your cup is full. So you must empty your cup to taste my tea. And this is how we empty the cup. Now, if you grip the ground with your toes and roll your ankles to the outside, you create a hollow on the bottom of your foot right behind the ball. That hollow is called bubbling spring, also known as kidney 1. The very top of the head is called Ba Hui, or the point of 100 meetings. We literally absorb the sun through the top of the head. We literally absorb the earth through the bottom of the feet. Those two energies meet in the region of the kidneys and then encircle the body. And then from there, where the two energies meet and circle, they go to the heart and then they spread to the lungs. And then they go back to the heart and then they go up and down. So, down, compress, rotate, spread, compress, rotate, expand, spread, compress, rotate, expand, spread, compress, rotate, expand, spread, heaven to earth, to kidneys, to rotate, heart, lungs, expand, spread, compress, rotate, expand, spread, compress, rotate, expand, spread, compress. Okay. So that is the first posture. That's emptiness posture. The second posture is a little bit wider, as wide as your shoulders. So in this posture, we sink into our heels. We open up the knees. We roll the pelvis forward. Again, drop the shoulders, elongate the neck, tuck the chin in. This is what we call modified horse. And so in modified horse, we bring the elbows up. We rotate the wrists. We create a ball of chi. We make the ball of chi even with the eyes. And then we pull the ball of chi apart about 8 inches. And so we are imagining that the ball of chi is still connecting to the fingers. And this is what we call standing meditation. So standing meditation is where we hold this posture and we breathe in on 4 and we breathe out on 8. And then after a few months, we breathe in on 5 and out on 10. And then we breathe in on 12 and out on 24. And then we keep going until you can take 1 breath a minute where you breathe in on 20 and out on 40. That's going to take you a couple of years to practice doing 1 breath a minute. So we stand like this for 10 minutes, standing meditation. Okay? Now, if we go toes out, heels out, toes out, and then we sit, this is called full horse or ma-bu. So yesterday, we did exercise number 9 where we had a ball of qi, and then we put the ball at the bottom of the foot, and then we took it and we breathed in, and then we breathed out, and then we breathed in, and then we breathed out, and we did that 5 times, and then we reversed. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And you notice my knees did not move. My knees did not go. It took 6 months for me to perfect that posture. So it's going to take you a while to get it, but you got to start somewhere. So Wu Chi, modified horse, full horse. So those are our 3 basic postures. Now, there is the posture where we sink 80% of the weight on the heel. There's the posture where 80% of the weight's on the front. And so we go back and forth from the heel to the front of the foot. Now, I'm hyper-exaggerating the movement, but I want you to realize, I want you to realize that you're supposed to do it so slowly that someone looking at you cannot see you shifting the weight back and forth. This is called sensory awareness. So you have to move so very slowly where 80% of your weight shifts backwards, and then slowly you're 50-50, and then you shift to 80% on the front part of the foot. So it's a very, very, very slow shift. And again, drop the shoulders, elongate the neck, tuck the chin in, elevate the head. Posture is very, very important for the cerebrospinal fluid to circulate properly through the spine. Okay, so we're going to start with exercise number 10. But before we do exercise number 10, we're going to start with this. Drum up your chi. QiGong drumming. Drum up your chi. Drum up your chi. QiGong drumming. QiGong drumming. Drum up your chi. QiGong drumming. Drum up your chi. QiGong drumming. Okay, so we're going to do temporal lobe, parietal lobe, cranial tap. This is for the memory brush. We're going to pluck the thyroid. We're going to do the pancreas poke. We're going to do the hip bump for your gonads. We're going to do the pineal push and the pituitary pull. QiGong side side. Now drum your lungs side side. Drum your lungs side side. QiGong side side. QiGong side side. Drum your kidneys side side. Drum your kidneys side side. QiGong side side. QiGong side side. Now drum your kidneys side side. Drum your kidneys side side. QiGong side side. QiGong side side. Now drum your chest. Side to stomp. Drum your chest. Side to stomp. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now drum drum your thymus stomp. Drum your thymus stomp. You should be singing along with me. Side to side. Now drum your sacrum side to side. Sacral pump. Side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now drum your sacrum. Sacral pump. Drum your sacrum. Sacral pump. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now drum up your arms. Drum down your arm. Drum up your arm. Drum down your arm. Drum up your arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum down your arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum up your arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum down your arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch your leg. Now drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now drum your heart, drum your lungs, drum your heart, drum your lungs. QiGong, QiGong side to side. Now drum your heart, drum your lungs, drum your heart, drum your lungs. QiGong side to side, QiGong side to side. Now slap your liver on the right, slap your spleen on the left, slap your liver on the right, slap your spleen on the left. Drum your liver, drum your spleen, drum your liver, drum your spleen. Drum your liver, drum your spleen. QiGong side to side. Now drum your belly side to side. Drum your belly side to side. Drum your belly side to side. Old age, sickness, suffering, and death. Old age, sickness, suffering, and death. Prevention is the only cure. QiGong cultivates my breath to live a drug-free life and more. Asthma, allergies, diabetes, heart disease. QiGong is the only cure. QiGong lifestyle is for me, so I can be pain-free and do more. Old age, sickness, suffering, and death. Prevention is the only cure. QiGong cultivates my breath to live a drug-free life and more. Asthma, allergies, diabetes, heart disease. QiGong is the only cure. QiGong lifestyle is for me, so I can be pain-free and do more. Now pluck your thyroid side to side. Pluck your thyroid side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now pluck your thyroid side to side. Pluck your thyroid side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now pancreas poke side to side. Pancreas poke side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now gonad bump side to side. Gonad bump side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now make little hammers at your fingertips. Pineal push side to side. Pineal push side to side. QiGong side to side. Pineal push side to side. Pineal push side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Put your thumb on your temple. Pull apart your forehead. Pituitary pull side to side. Pituitary pull side to side. QiGong side to side. Pituitary pull side to side. Pituitary pull side to side. QiGong side to side. Now memory brush side to side. Memory brush side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. Now cranial tap side to side. Cranial tap side to side. QiGong side to side. QiGong side to side. You just went to QiGong school so you could learn a healing tool. Asthma, allergy, diabetes, heart disease. Drumming medication is the only meditation that works just fine to heal your body, spirit, mind. Okay. So now we're going to do
exercise.
So I want you to watch my feet, bend the knees, rock back on the heels. So I rock back on the heels. Okay, I rock back on the heels. Okay, so palm up, palm down, bend the knees, rock back on the heels. Bend the knees, rock back on the heels. Now we do this 88 times, which is just about 2.5 minutes. This is called the lymph swing. It is the first QiGong exercise that I learned, And I think it's one of the top 3 important QiGong exercises that you need to know. So the lymphatic system cleans all the dirt in the body. It's sort of like a broom and a vacuum cleaner all in one. The bottom of the lymph system is in your ankles. The top is in your brain. So as your chin goes down and up, you're shooting cerebrospinal fluid, lymphatic fluid, into your brain. The largest lymph gland is in your armpit. So as your arms come up and go down, you're flushing the lymph system. There are 1,400 lymphatic drainage points. 1,100 of them are in your abdomen. The trapezius muscle is the top of the shoulder. They're called the traps for short because stress gets trapped in your trapezius. So as you throw your arms down, you break up stagnation in your trapezius. So people ask me all the time, why aren't you angry about that? Doesn't that really annoy you? Doesn't it irritate you? I say yeah for about a minute or two, but then I have no capacity to hold on to negative thought frames. And I realized over 40 years that holding on to negative thought frames doesn't hurt the other person, it only hurts me. So this is the best mood changer there is. So if you're at work and one of your coworkers or your boss really pisses you off, excuse yourself. Go to the ladies' room or the men's room and do this for 2.5 minutes. Then go back, look the person in the eye, and say, now, where were we? What were you saying to me? And I guarantee you, their attitude will change. Money back, double your money back guarantee. Yeah. By the way, this exercise is proprietary to the Blue Dragon system. So if you see anybody else doing it, they learned it or they borrowed it without permission. This is Blue Dragon style. As we age, the cartilage that holds the ribs to the breastbone starts to calcify. As we lift and throw our arms down, we revivify that cartilage. Yes, cartilage can be restored no matter what they told you. They lied about the cartilage. Yes, you can restore energetic function to your cartilage. Your cartilage never dies. So, if you can increase the capacity of your lungs to hold air, then your blood gets purified. Is that correct? Yeah. Restorative. This is how you restore the chi. This is how you balance emotional stagnation. This is how you cool inflammation. This is how you reverse accumulation. This is how you prevent and reverse dis-ease. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So, just take a breath. Just take a breath, get a sip of water. Ah. So, everything in Chinese medicine is divided into yin and yang. So you see my yin and yang. So yin is expansive. Yin is moist. Yin is feminine. Yin is cool. And yin can also be deficient. Yang is active, it's aggressive, it's contractive, it's masculine, it's hot, it's dry. And we're all relatively balanced between yin and yang. So I'm sure you know some women who are loud and aggressive, which is a masculine quality. And I know you know some men who are soft and gentle, which is a feminine quality. So you could be a yin physical type with a yang nature. You could be a yang physical type with a yin nature. Or you could be more balanced. So the objective is to find that balance point between hot and cold, damp and dry, excess, efficient, expansive and contracted. You want to find that middle point. And that's what QiGong does for you. QiGong helps you find that balance. Now, there was a book written in the 10th century called QiGong. And QiGong is tendon changing. And there was a companion book called QiGong, which means marrow washing. Now, what is marrow? Well, we all know that there's brain marrow. Oh, no, we don't know. There's bone marrow, but we don't know that there's brain marrow. And we don't know that the uterus is made of the same stuff as the bone marrow and the brain marrow. Now, again, this is Chinese. It's not Western. Don't get confused. Now, tendons, ligaments attach muscles to bone. So QiGong, tendon changing, tendon strengthening. QiGong, marrow washing. So, how did the ancient Chinese in the 10th century know that your marrow needed to be washed? So I go online, I go into PubMed, I go to the NIH paper section, and I find out that after the age of 35, your bone marrow has a tendency to collect fat and toxins. After the age of 35, fat and toxins accumulate in the bone marrow. How did the Chinese know this in the 10th century? How is that even possible? So there's a Dr. Yang Ming who wrote a book with the translation of the tendon changing marrow washing classic. And in this book, he says a traveler was sitting on a stone fence. He noticed a piece of paper sticking out. he pulled the stones out to see the paper that was underneath the stone, and it was a manuscript. And the manuscript starts off with, "My name doesn't matter, but I was injured and I went to the Shaolin monastery and they healed me. And after 6 months, I was healed. But then I stayed another 6 months. So I spent a year with them and then I realized I had to get on with my life. And I decided to write down all the things they taught me. And that became the book, QiGong, Shi Sui Ji, the tendon changing marrow washing classic." So I read this book with great interest. A few years later, I read it a second time. A few years later, I read it a third time. A few years later, I read it a fourth time. And then the bombs went off in my head, and I began to understand it. But it took me 4 times, and I'm a pretty smart guy. But it took me 4 times reading it over an 8-year period to grasp the full import. So I'm here to share with you exercise number 10. You are in modified horse. You are riding a horse. You have a bow and a quiver of arrows. You're going to put the bow in your left hand. Your right hand is going to reach around. It's going to take 3 arrows out, and you're going to shoot 3 arrows. 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to switch hands. The bow's now in your right hand. Your left hand takes out 3 arrows. 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to go back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second. Now, why do we do the 2 fingers? The chi comes out of the center of the palm. As yesterday we talked about palm strike, palm strike, palm strike. Now, that means the chi comes out of the center of the palm. If you close these fingers, then that means the chi that's in your hand has to come out these 2 fingers. So, you're literally, this is called dynamic tension. So with dynamic tension, you are shooting arrows of chi. You're shooting chi arrows. You're shooting chi arrows out your fingertips. There you go. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do a magic dismount, and we're going to knock out 8 bandits with uppercuts. So you're going to bend your knees, you're going to make a fist, and you're going to punch up, and then you're going to follow through. You're going to bend your knees, the other hand, you're going to punch up and follow through, and we're going to do this 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're back on the horse. We're doing the quick getaway. Put your weight on your knees. Now, by now, you should know this one is the deer tortoise. So, chin out, butt out. Push your heel sphincter out. Now, you're going to bend your knees. And as you come up, you're going to straighten your spine. You're going to straighten your spine. You're going to elongate the neck. You're going to turn your head to the side, and now you're going to lift your head up and look over your shoulder. And then you're going to bend down, You're going to come up, straighten the spine, elongate the neck, turn the head, and then lift up and look over the shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in,
Repeat.
out. Breathe in, repeat. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out. Now we do that one 10 times. Now, we already know it's the deer tortoise. Okay. Now, you're going to put your feet together. You're going to grab your knees, and you're going to do 8 knee circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you're going to reverse. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Now you're going to go in and out. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. And now you're going to reverse. You're going to go out and in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you're going to put your feet together. You're going to bend over and hang. You're going to let your body weight pull you down. Pull your head to your knee 8 times. You're going to touch the ground 8 times. This is on. Okay. All right. Okay, so you're going to grab your ankles. You're going to pull your head to your knee. You're going to pull your head to your knee 8 times, and then you're going to touch the ground 8 times. Okay. And I see what I did. All right. So, that was exercise number 10, which is called Yang Xiao Mo, the way of Yang energy. Now, this next exercise is called Yin Xiao Mo, the way of Yin. And you're standing in the middle of an imaginary circle. Your eyes are focused on the opposite rim of that circle. And again, drop your shoulders, elongate your neck, tuck your chin in. Now, like the movie Cyclops, the X-Men, the character has one eye, and his eye is so bright it can burn a hole in anything. So I want you to make crazy eyes. I want you to make crazy eyes. And I want you, as you furrow your eyebrow. I want you to send that energy through your eyeballs. And now you're going to follow that rim around until it connects to the heel of the opposite foot. And now you're going to reverse direction, and then you're going to connect to the heel of the other foot. So we're going to go to your right, and you're going to connect your eyeballs to the heel of your left foot. And now we're going to go to your left and connect to the heel of your right foot. And now you're going to come back to center point. You're going to lean your head all the way back, and you're going to drop your chin on your chest. We're going to do that 4 times. Okay. Now, you're going to form your ball of chi, which we practiced. We're going to step back into modified horse. And now we're going to make 4 circles with your ball of chi going to your right. So breathe in, breathe out. That's 1. Breathe in. Keep your eye on the ball. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. Breathe in. That's 4. Now you're going to look to your right. You're going to put your right hand up. Your left hand is going to form a T. I don't see you doing it. There we go. And now you're going to push. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to reform the ball. And now you're going to go down to your left. Breathe in as you go up. Breathe out as you go down. 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And now you're going to look to your left. Left hand above the head. Right hand forms a T. And you're going to breathe out. 1. Breathe out. 2. 3. And now you're going to reform the ball. And now we're going to go in the other direction. Breathe out. 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3. Breathe in. Breathe out. 4. Okay. Right hand up. Left hand. Now I'm exaggerating the sound. You don't have to make that sound. Okay. So your hand is above your head. There you go. And this is a T. This is a T. Okay. And now reform the ball. And now we go in the other direction. Breathe out as you go down. 1. Breathe in. 2. Breathe out. 3. 4. Now look to your left. Left hand above. 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 1. 2. 3. Now put your feet together. Now, the center of the palm. So what we've been doing is we've been practicing sending chi. So this is like a pump. So this is like a wind up. This is a wind up. So now we've accumulated chi in the center of the palm. Now you put your feet together. Now on the side of your leg, there's a little bone called the fibula. And you're going to find the fibula and you're going to put the center of your palm over the fibula, and the front three fingers are going to be underneath the kneecap. So you're going to press out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to straighten up, and then you're going to massage the soft tissue under the kneecap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Straighten up. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. No. You just there. Right. Just underneath the kneecap. Because that's the soft tissue where the cartilage is. Press 2, 3, 4. Look at my hands. Press. Massage 2, 3, 4. Press 2. Press 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Massage 2, 3, 4, 5. Press 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Massage 2. So Katniss, how many times do you think we have to do this one? 16 times. Why 16 times, Rose? Because the knee is the weakest joint in the body, and the ankle is the strongest joint in the body. So it's sort of like God's joke to join the weakest and the strongest. So if you run, bike, skate, this is the exercise you need to do every day. Now, it would be helpful if your feet were a little bit closer together, because then your knees would have more contact. So if you're over 45, you really need to do this exercise. 15, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now that is yin chow. Oh, the way of yin. So we went from the way of yang to the way of yin. Now this next exercise is fairly difficult. In fact, it's the most difficult one in the entire sequence. It is called Yin Wei Mo, Yang Wei Mo. So it's two exercises in one. Now, what is Wei? Wei is your immune system. Wei Qi is the energy that circulates 25 times on the surface during the daytime and then retreats into the core and then circulates 25 times at night. Now, what is it that circulates 25 times and then 25 times? Does anybody know the answer? It's called interstitial fluid. Whoa! And lymphatic fluid is made of interstitial fluid. So, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years, 5,000 years ago, did we have bicycles? Did we have trucks? No, we did not. So even wealthy people had to have some method of physical strength in order to survive. Survival was the order of the day, right? So the ancients figured out through meditation that there was something that circulated that protected them from bacteria, virus, fungus, and parasites, which all cause infections. Bacterial, viral, fungal, and parasitic. So this immune system, how do we develop it? Okay, so this is called a lunge in the gym. I'm sure you know what a lunge looks like. This hand is up at a 90-degree angle. This arm is back parallel to the back arm. So this elbow is going to bend. It's going to come over in front of the head. It's going to come here. It's going to come here. At this point, we're going to make fists. Okay? Now, neither one of you are standing in the lunge position. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. This is lunge. There you go. Now you're in lunge position. Okay. So this is going to, elbow's going to bend. It's going to come over the head, in front of the elbow to the armpit. Now you're going to make fists. Now watch my heel. My heel is going to pivot. And as my heel pivots, my upper body pivots. Now, this is going to go down. This is going to come up. And now the other foot is going to pivot, so I'm facing the other way. And at this point, I'm going to open my fists, and then I'm going to shift into lunge position again. And now I'm going to come over the head, bend the elbow over the top of the head, in front to the armpit. I'm going to make fists. I'm going to pivot that foot. So when I pivot that foot, I go from facing this way to facing this way. The top arm is going to go down. The bottom arm is going to go up. And now I'm going to pivot that heel. And now I'm facing the opposite direction. And now I'm going to go back into lunge position. Okay? So the back arm is going to come over the head, bend the elbow, over the head, to the armpit. Make fists. Pivot that foot. Down, up. Now you're going to pivot the other foot, and now you're going to open the hands, and then you're going to slide into lunge position. Make fists. Pivot. Down, up, pivot, and slide. Okay, so now I'm going to try it from a different angle. I'm going to try it from this angle, over the head, fists, pivot, down, up, pivot, over the head, make fists, pivot, down, up, pivot on the heel, over the head, make fists, pivot, you can repeat, pivot, down, up. Okay? So I've done it from two different angles. Let me try it from the, see if I do it from the front, then I'm going to end up being behind you. That's why I did it on the angle. So it's going to require a lot of work. So if we just did the upper body, it would be over the head, make fists, pivot, down, up, over the head, make fists, pivot, down, up. So the upper body is pretty easy. Now, if we do it, if we just do the lower body, we're here, we pivot, shift, pivot, pivot, pivot. Pivot on the heel, pivot on the heel, pivot on the heel, pivot on the heel. So that's what's happening with the lower body. So there's two different things going on. Now, I don't know if I told you that the upper body is yang and the lower body is yin. Did I say that? Maybe I did. So I'm telling you now. So this is yang, and this is yin. Now, yin is the internal. So when it retreats in at night, this is how we build. Okay? Now, defensive energy is not limited to bacteria, virus, fungus, and parasites. Defensive energy is also defending yourself against two attackers. That's why we can go from one side to the other side so we can defend against two attackers. Number three, there are spiritual demons. There's people at work that want your job. There's people who are jealous of you and envious of you. They want to do things to you. And you don't even have to know who the person is, but their negative intent can invade your energetic space and make you sick. So when you do Qigong and you build your Wei Qi, you build your defensive energy, you repel all the negative intention. And they don't have to be real demons. They could just be regular folks who are jealous and envious and want your job and want what you have. They could just be regular folks. And they don't even know what they're doing to hurt you or harm you. That's why you have to do Qigong. Okay? So that's exercise number 12. Exercise number 13 is for the belt channel. Now, all the other energy meridians go up and down. The belt one is the only one that goes side to side. So, what do we do in exercise number, Katniss? Sing it, sing it.
What? Move it to the left, side to side.
Move it to the left, side to side. Qigong, side to side. Now, who's to the right, side to side? Qigong. Okay, so that's incorporated in the dance, but this is the original before there was a dance. So again, we're in modified horse. Sync your chi. And now you're going to put your hands on your waist with your middle finger on the knobs, which is your SI joint, and this part of your hand is on your iliac crest, which is also known as the hip bone. And now we're going to do 8 small hip circles. Oh, you're good at this. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now reverse. 1, 2. Oh, wow. I'm really surprised. You guys got this one down. Okay. Now we're going to do 8 big circles. Now, your head is not going to move. Your head is going to remain stationary while you're doing the big circles. That's it. Wow! 5. And now reverse. You've been doing Qigong too long. 6, 7, 8. Very good. Now we're going to do the bump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16. Okay, that's amazing. So that is for the belt channel. And the belt channel obviously is important because it links the trunk to the lower body. So as we do this exercise that builds the core, that also works the trunk. Okay? But this is an internal way because these are internal exercises. This is external, this is internal. Okay? Question? No. Okay, so now the last exercise, number 14. Now, so you're going to hyperextend your wrists. Again, you're in Wu Chi posture. Hyperextend your wrists. Go up on your toes. And when you go up on your toes, you're really going to like push up, tuck your chin in, and then you're going to go down. Hyperextend the wrist, go up on your toes, and now push up. Really, really push up, and then go down. We're going to do this 8 times. Now, I want you to imagine you're on the parallel bars in the gym, that the 2 things, and you're pushing up. So again, this is dynamic tension. 5, 6, 7. Now on this last one, you're going to let your heels bang on the ground and you're going to go, ha! Okay, you ready? Ha! Okay, I didn't hear you. Let's try it again. Hyperextend the wrists, go up on your toes. Ha! I still didn't hear you. Okay, I know you're at home and you think I can't hear you. I can hear you. I need to hear the ha as your heels hit the ground. One more time. Hyperextend the wrists, up on your toes. Ha! There you go. All right. So, exercise 14 balances the reservoirs. So, the reservoir of yang is in your lungs. The reservoir of yin is in your kidneys. The central channel in the front is the yin reservoir. The governing vessel in the back is the yang reservoir. The wrists are also yang reservoir, and the heels are yin reservoir. Now, Katniss, let me ask you, which one of the two reservoirs is more important?
Both.
It's either one or the other. What do you think is more important?
Yang.
Why yang?
Because it's more.
Yin is more important because you need to store the yin. The yin builds the yang. You can't have the yang without the yin, so you got to get the yin first. Sleep is yin. Food is yin. Exercise is yang. Okay? So we want to store the yin so that we can support the yang. So this is exercise number 14. And now you've learned all 14. Thank you. So now we want to give our gratitude to the Most High, Father, Son, Mother Sky, Grandmother Ocean, and Brother Earth. Thank you for all your gifts and treasures. Today is Tuesday, Mars Day, the Lord of Forgiveness. May the chi that we have created here today allow us to forgive ourselves. Repeat after me. Chi.
Chi.
May it flow through me.
May it flow through me.
To heaven.
To heaven.
To earth. And
to
back
earth,
into me.
And back into me.
So that I can see.
So that I can see.
The true nature.
The true nature.
Of my reality.
My reality.
Thank you. Remember, prevention is the only cure. I do not teach exercise. I teach the science of longevity. Thank you.